For the Council, I'm Anna Doloski. There are chemicals that are harmful to your health, and then there are chemicals that aren't harmful to your health, but people say they are, and they've already gotten a bad rep because fear-mongering is just so much more interesting than sound science. Luckily, at the Council, that keeps us employed. If there were ever a poster child of bad chemicals, BPA, or bisphenol A, would be it. It's an industrial chemical that's been used to make certain plastics since the 60s. It's used to coat the inside of metal products like canned foods, and plastic water bottles are also made of BPA. And it's often the topic of conversation among activists who claim the chemical is hazardous to your health. The claims are unfounded, and here's why. The basis of the anti-BPA argument is that the chemical can be found in the human body. So what? The presence of a chemical in your body does not mean it's harmful. It's true that tiny amounts of BPA can be found in our urine. Why? Because we are exposed to tiny amounts of BPA. But the good news is its BPA doesn't stick around very long. In fact, it's metabolized in the liver and excreted in the urine. Another knock on BPA is that it's an estrogen mimic, messing with your reproductive system and that of your kids. So the fact that it's been lining sippy cups for 60 years and has been deemed safe by the FDA is apparently of little comfort. So does it mimic estrogen? Sure, but it does a really terrible job. Here's a chart that shows how tightly a few chemicals bind to estrogen receptors. BPA does so more than 12,000-fold less than estradiol. And there is far more of that in your blood than BPA. In fact, soy sauce is full of chemicals, and people douse themselves in the stuff while wearing Ebola suits to handle register receipts. Yeah, it's that crazy. In 2012, the FDA stood its ground, though, and did not ban BPA from canned goods, toys, and other plastics. But peer pressure is a different animal. Soon after, the FDA banned BPA from baby bottles, ignoring the science and caving to pressure from activists. But now that BPA was banned, what could possibly hold the plastic together? Not to worry, the same people who pushed to have BPA banned are the same people who have added a new chemical to the mix, one that's been less studied than BPA. Enter BPS. That sounds awfully comforting, doesn't it? Here's a chemical that hasn't been studied for decades and hasn't been deemed safe by all of the major science groups, and it's now in your water bottles. The nonsense doesn't stop there. Back in May, California officials announced BPA will join Prop 65. If you aren't familiar with it, Prop 65 is a list of chemicals California deems harmful to public health. A fraction of them deserve to be on the list. The majority are things like caffeine, which didn't seem to push Starbucks out of business, sand, and wood dust. Now that's quite the buzzkill for the outdoorsy coffee addicts. We have much more sound info on BPA. You can find it on our website, acsh.org. Don't forget, while you're there, you can also sign up for your daily dose of news, delivered straight to your inbox. For the Council, I'm Anna Doloski.